Om Sri Sai Ram. In the previous session, we have discussed about increasing and decreasing functions. We solved few problems of the exercise and we continue to solve other problems from the same exercise. But before we go to solve problems, let us recollect the two ways how we can decide function is increasing, strictly increasing, decreasing, strictly decreasing, etc. The first definition says if you choose two values x1 and x2 in the given interval in such a way that x1 is less than x2, if it happens that f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2, function is increasing. If it is f of x1 is less than f of x2, not equal to, but just less than f of x2, function is strictly increasing. If x1 is less than x2, but f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2, we say function is decreasing. Whereas if f of x1 is greater than f of x2, function is strictly decreasing. This was the first definition. The second definition happens to be much more easier and simpler, which said if a function is given in a given interval, find the derivative of the function. Choose any value in the interval. If that particular value makes the derivative positive, function is increasing. If that makes the derivative negative, function is decreasing. If that makes the derivative 0, we say that it is neither increasing nor decreasing. By using these two definitions, or I should say two methods, we will be able to solve all the problems of the exercise without much difficulty. What will happen is we will have various mixes of functions and little bit we have to think how we can find the derivatives and solve. So, let us begin with the problem of this session. The first one happens to be the 7th problem of the textbook. What does the problem says? Show that y is equal to log 1 plus x minus 2x upon 2 plus x comma x is less than minus 1 is increasing function of x throughout the domain. Is increasing. In other words, you can put it is increasing. So, this is our problem. Let us solve this problem. First thing you do is find out dy by dx. What is derivative of log x? Log x derivative is 1 by x. So, it is 1 upon 1 plus x. Derivative of 1 plus x happens to be 1 minus. When you want to find out derivative of this, you have to use u by v method. Derivative of 2x is 2, 2 into 2 plus x minus 2x into derivative of 2 plus x is 1 by 2 plus x whole square. Simplified further. Two plus x whole square into 1 plus x, it becomes the LCM and you get 2 plus x whole square minus 1 plus x into, when you open this 2 2s are 4 minus 2x, here we have minus, it will become plus 4, 2 2s are 4, 2x, 2 into x here and minus 2x will get cancelled. So, basically we are going to get 1 plus x comes from here. Simplify this, you are only going to get 4. 2 into x is 2x minus 2x is 0. Simplify it further, 4 plus x square plus 4x minus 4 minus 4x upon 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. Simplify, plus 4x minus 4x cancel, plus 4 minus 4 cancels. What we are left with is x square upon 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. This is the derivative. we have learned that if the derivative is positive, function is increasing. He is saying that prove that it is increasing in the domain, means throughout it is only increasing. And it is very simple task. Why? X square. We know that square of any number is always positive. So x square cannot be negative. Come to the denominator, 2 plus x whole square also happen to be a square number. So again it is positive. Only thing it depends upon 1 plus x, and he has given a condition. What is the condition? X is greater than minus 1. If x is greater than minus 1, we can say that add 1 both sides. We can say that 1 plus x is greater than 0. If you add 1 to both sides of this, 1 plus x is greater than minus 1 plus 1 is nothing but 0. So, in the given interval, in the given interval 1 plus x is positive. X square and 2 plus x whole square are being square terms are positive. So, numerator is positive, this factor is positive, this factor is also positive. In conclusion, we can say that dy by dx is greater than 0. Hence, f of x is increasing in the domain. In the given domain, the function is increasing. This is how we solve the problem. Let us move on to the next problem. This is the 9th problem of the textbook, which says prove that y equal to 4 sin theta divided by 2 plus cos theta minus theta is increasing function of theta in the interval 0 to pi by 2. How do we solve? We find the derivative. So, find out the derivative. Remember, this is u by v. So, you have to use that formula of u by v. We will get dy by dx equal to derivative of numerator 4 cos theta into denominator minus numerator, that is 4 sin theta, derivative of denominator, derivative of 2 is 0, derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. Let us simplify numerator further. So, 8 cos theta plus 4 cos square theta minus into minus makes it plus 4 sin square theta upon 2 plus cos theta whole square. Derivative of numerator is 4 cos theta into denominator minus numerator, that is 4 sin theta, into derivative of 2 plus cos theta. Derivative of 2 is 0, derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. So, minus into minus makes it plus, and it is 4 sin square theta. One thing we have left, we left the derivative of theta. What is derivative of theta? It is minus 1. Simplify it further. Before you go, we know 4 cos square theta plus 4 sin square theta, 4 can be taken common, it will become 4, and you will have 8 cos theta plus 4, this will go that side with negative sign, minus 4 minus cos square theta minus 4 cos theta divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. Simplify it further. Plus 4 minus 4 gets cancelled. 8 cos theta minus 4 cos theta will give you 4 cos theta minus cos square theta divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. Here you can take cos theta common, you get 4 minus cos theta upon 2 plus cos theta whole square. What is our problem? He says in the given interval 0 to pi by 2, the function is always increasing. What does it mean? That can happen if the derivative which we have found is positive. Just like the previous problem discussed, between 0 to pi by 2 means what? In the first quadrant, we know that in the first quadrant all functions, all trigonometric functions are positive. So we can conclude that cos theta is positive. What is the largest value of cos theta? Largest value of cos theta is 1. All other values are less than 1, 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2. The biggest value is 1, largest value is 1. So whatever be the cos theta between 0 to pi by 2, if you subtract that from 4, you are going to get positive. So 4 minus cos theta is going to be positive in the interval 0 to pi by 2, and denominator being a square term is always positive. So once again we find that cos theta is positive, 4 minus cos theta is positive, denominator is positive, as a result dy by dx is positive. So we conclude that in the given interval 0 to pi by 2, the function is always increasing. Write these things. I hope this part is clear to you. 4 minus cos theta. Cos theta lies between minus 1 and plus 1. So any value you take minus 1 to plus 1, and if you subtract it from 4, it is going to be positive. Okay. So this is positive, this is positive. All terms are positive. So we conclude that the derivative is positive. Since derivative is positive, the function is increasing. This is how we solve this problem. Let us move to the next problem. Is an interesting problem, different than all the problems which we have solved till now. Not that it is big, but is different. What the problem says, find the least value of a such that the function given by fx equal to x square plus ax plus 1 is strictly increasing on 1, 2. He has already given it is strictly increasing. What does it mean? The derivative is going to be positive. That is what it means. Function is given. So find out what is f dash x. F dash x is equal to 2x plus a. Since fx is strictly increasing, so conclusion is what? f dash x is greater than 0 or 2x plus a is greater than 0. He has given that the function is strictly increasing. So, we concluded that f dash x whatever we got is going to be greater than 0. We need to find out least value of a between 1 and 2. The interval is 1 and 2, not in between the interval. We have to find out the value of a. He says find the least value of a. How to find out? How to find this value? He has given that the interval is 1 to 2. This interval is basically for the variable. So, x lies between 1 and 2. X is lying between 1 and 2. If x is lying between 1 and 2, multiply whole thing with 2. So, what you will get? 2 is less than 2x is less than 4. Now, what you do? Add a to all. You will get 2 plus a is less than 2x plus a is less than 4 plus a. Remember, this 2x plus a is nothing but f dash x. This f dash x is positive. 2x plus a is greater than 2 plus a, but we know that since it is strictly increasing, f dash x is positive. Since f dash x is greater than 0, 2 plus a is also greater than 0 and a is greater than minus 2. For any value greater than minus 2, the function is increasing. Any value greater than minus 2 means the least value is minus 2 itself, because it starts from minus 2. So, least value is a equal to minus 2. This is the answer. So, in this manner, a problem which is slightly different than the usual problems we solve based upon what he has given. Let us move to the next. Next problem. Very interesting again, because there are two different intervals. In one interval it is increasing, another interval it is decreasing, and what is the function? Fx equal to log sin x. This is the 16th problem of the textbook. He says this particular function is strictly increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 2 and strictly decreasing in the interval pi by 2 to pi. Very simple problem. In fact, this kind of problems are asked for 1 mark. How do you solve? Find the derivative. What is f dash x? Derivative of log sin x. So, it will become 1 by sin x into derivative of sin x is cos x. So, the answer is cot x. Derivative is nothing but cot x. Cot x is one of the trigonometric functions. When we say 0 to pi by 2, we are talking about first quadrant. And we know that in the first quadrant, all trigonometric functions are positive. As a result, f dash x is positive. If f dash x is positive, it is increasing. Pi by 2 to pi, in the second quadrant, we know that only sine is positive, so cot is negative. So, since cot x is negative from pi by 2 to pi, we conclude that the function is decreasing. As simple as that. See, it is like this. These are the 4 quadrants, first, second, third and fourth. And we know that in this all are positive. Here sine is positive, here tan is positive, and here cos is positive. So, 0 to pi by 2 all are positive. Cot x is positive in the interval 0 to pi by 2. So, strictly increasing. Cot x is negative in the interval pi by 2 to pi. Why? because in the second quadrant only sin theta is positive and its reciprocal cosec theta is positive. Rest all trigonometric functions are negative, cot x is negative. So, strictly decreasing. So, this is how we solve this very simple problem. The function can be cot x, function can be sec x, function can be cosec x, we can discuss about it. We conclude this particular subtopic with one last problem of this exercise. It is a very interesting one. This is the 18th problem of the textbook. And what is the problem? He says, prove that the function given by f(x) equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 100 is increasing in R. Just follow the normal procedure. Find out f dash x. What is f dash x? 3x square minus 6x plus 3. Find, take 3 common, you will get x square minus 2x plus 1. In other terms, it is 3 into x minus 1 whole square. Such a simple function. F dash x, if it is positive, it is increasing. If it is negative, it is decreasing. If it is 0, we say it is constant function. So, f dash x, look at this 3, we know that 3 is a positive number. X minus 1 whole square, square of any number is positive. Positive into positive is positive. So, as a result we can conclude that f dash x is always positive. So, the function is always increasing for any real number. So, this is the conclusion. 3 is positive, x minus 1 whole square is positive, being square of a number. So, f dash x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to real number. Hence, f x is increasing in R. This is the conclusion. I am sure all of you have realized that the problems are quite simple. They are not difficult. Need to understand the first two definitions. The first definition says, if x1 and x2 are two values from the given domain of the function such that x1 is less than x2, if f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2, it is increasing. Opposite, it is decreasing. That is the first definition. Whereas the second definition says, find the derivative for any value in the interval. If derivative is positive, conclude it is increasing. For any value in the interval, if the derivative is negative, conclude that it is decreasing. So, this is how we solve the problems based upon increasing and decreasing functions. With that, we come to a close of the second subtopic of this particular chapter called increasing and decreasing functions. And then in the next session, we are going to study about tangents and normals. Thank you. Sai Ram.